Let's do it.
Start the clock.
Start the clock.
Thank you. I know why you're happy. It's baseball season opening today in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah, he loves
There's
baseball.
something magical about LA baseball. The sun on your face, the smell of sushi. Big local story that's actually a huge story everywhere is the Oscars. You heard it today. Will Smith has been thrown out for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. So, no matter what movie he's in, no matter how well he does, he won't be nominated, won't be invited, definitely won't win anything. I don't think he cares. He just wanted that one Oscar, and he finally got it.
Will, what about if we just take away your bald trophy? He said, I can't. I've got a prenup. But, that's...
Wow, hell yeah.
We make little
Good one.
jokes here. But, yeah, they're big news here. Ketanji Brown Jackson is now on the Supreme Court. That fast. When it was announced in the Senate, all the Republicans headed for the exits. Really?
Oh, wow.
Nice, huh? Looked like one of those oldies concerts when the band says, we're going to play some songs from our new album. So the only one who I saw stayed and applaud was Mitt Romney.
Yeah, I like that guy. Yeah, you got to respect him. He went against Trump. He voted for her. I don't know if that helps him or anything. More than likely, he's going to lose voters. But he doesn't care. You got to respect that.
Grooming. That's their big new word, grooming. Everybody's grooming.
Yeah, what's up with that
And
word?
if you've ever seen a Trump rally, one thing these people will not stand for is grooming. So my question is, you're 74 now. This is important to me because I'll be 74 in 8 years. So this amazing energy
Why was
you
that
have to
funny?
produce at this rate.
He doesn't look 74.
Going to the office. She says, nighty night.
5 years ago, no one was talking about abolishing the police. Looting wasn't legal.
Indeed.
The penis still meant something.
Not acceptable to have an opposing view when people who state an opposing view are not disagreed with, but marginalized and canceled, we're going to end up with a totalitarian state. Because that's
Yeah,
the way human
amen to
nature
that.
works.
Well, but there is a big bombshell on page 2.
Oh, good. What is it?
He forgot his own
If
book.
anybody gets that far, right?
But on page 2, it says right there, should the left be allowed to steal another election?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
What?
We see in the book that you do like Trump, which is fine.
What?
We're not there together on that one. But I've said many times on this show, you can hate Trump. You cannot hate everyone who likes him. It's half the country.
Yeah.
And I understand why people are driven into his
A
arms
sad
because
fact.
of the goofiness.
Well, God, the more important point, as I think about it, was that a lot of the information which might have influenced the election was suppressed. And
Yeah.
that's true. For example, the New York Post came out with an article about the Hunter Biden laptops
Yeah,
2 weeks before the election, and Twitter shut them down.
which was way wrong. I mentioned that on the show
Okay.
last week.
So-
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, I
I
give
got
him
a
that.
little bit ahead of myself. You're
Okay.
absolutely correct.
You don't understand when people do renewal of vows in a marriage, which I would agree with. You're
Yeah.
married. What the fuck more do you want?
Yeah.
If you're married,
Oh, man. He really hates marriage.
but you say deists.
Yeah, deists.
That's different than atheists.
I'm sure it is, but I have no idea. It's like it's like naturalism and realism. People say right in the theater. I don't know.
A deist would say a tree, that's God. And I would say, really? Listen, I remember in 1993, I moved to New York to do a new show called Politically Incorrect.
Yeah.
And then I saw this show on Broadway called Oleana.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, wow.
You should bring that format back,
I'm
man.
not the only one on this tip. David Mamet.
What a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hope you do it again for less than 15 years. Thank
Oh my
you.
God, I'm supposed to stand here.
No, you can take off. I'll take your crown.
He actually, he's the first one to ever bring that up. That you got to stay there until he leaves.
Okay.
That's a real issue, right? The Leah Thomas swimming issue. That's a real issue where people of good faith can disagree.
I don't know about the Leah thing. or transgenders in sports because someone pointed out on Twitter that it's been going on for a long time. But now, recently, a few have actually gotten good at it and they started winning. And that's the only reason why it's getting attention right now. If it's always been an advantage, why haven't they won from the very beginning? So I'm not too sure about that one.
So, Ukraine, it's hard to talk about because it's so awful. And it's not
Yeah, man.
changing noticeably from week to week. I mean, there are horrible stories, even more horrible every week, because this is what happens in a war. You know, you send your troops in, and then the soldiers see their buddy gets killed, and then they have nothing but hate for the people who killed their buddy, and then the
Yeah,
atrocities start. And this is what we're seeing in
exactly.
Ukraine now. What is the UN for? What is the point
Really.
if they can't stop this? Ricky Schroeder, remember him from Silver Spoons? He's now a very hard right winger. He put this up,
No,
a
this
picture of John
nutcase.
F. Kennedy with the quote, "There's a plot in this country to enslave every man, woman, and child. Before I leave this high and noble office, I intend to expose this plot." Of course, Kennedy never said that. And yet they believe it. And we found some other Ricky Schroeder
Oh man.
memes. Look at this one. Without a strong southern border, one day we'll awaken to the sound of a million car horns playing La Cucaracha. Abraham Lincoln. For God's sake, we're only one generation away from men being forced to turn their PPs into wee-wees. John Adams. Not true. They were telling us they would stop infection and they would stop transmission, and they didn't do that.
They did
So,
Yeah, I don't know why they did that,
so,
man.
you know, they're wrong a lot. They have not earned monopoly power to just say to me, just do what we say. When have we ever been wrong? A lot.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
whole lot.
So what's really hard here is
See, I get that. The CDC and all these people have been wrong, but the people who say, well, let's not do what they say we should do. And I'm like, okay, so what's the alternative? And it's usually nothing. Don't do nothing about it. Just go about your life like this virus isn't around. I think that's even more stupid.
People who are thinking about people who are immunocompromised, people who are trying to be considerate of their neighbors.
Yeah,
People have
hell
seen
yeah.
people who seem to be healthy get the virus and transmit it to others. I work with a lot of nurses. Nurses have been through hell in this pandemic.
Amen to that, man.
Everybody was cheering on
Hell
the
yeah.
nurses. Oh, don't we love the frontline healthcare workers? Before there was a vaccine, after the vaccine, we forgot about them. But I don't feel impatient with putting on a mask. When I think someone else is
Thank you.
vulnerable, like my simple act of a little bit of discomfort, big deal. I'd rather say
Thank you, God.
Depending on the situation. I remember reading the COVID deaths by state on this show a few months ago, and Florida was 17, New York and New Jersey were 4 and 5. Now, there's varying factors. West Virginia and Massachusetts, which are about as different as two states can get,
Right.
were 10 and 11.
Yeah, I read what Bill Maher's talking about. You can't compare places like New York that are like densely populated, a lot of buildings, a lot of high rises, to Florida, where it's not as densely populated. You know, not a lot of skyscrapers, like at least not like New York, and it's more outdoorsy, man. People spend a lot of time outside and in the beach and stuff. So that's probably why you're less likely to catch it or die from it in Florida or any other place like that. Whereas like San Francisco, Boston, Chicago, all those kind of places, yeah, it's gonna be different.
But don't think that these mask mandates where you wear some cloth mask into a restaurant and then you take it off so you can eat is doing anything.
Oh no, I think that's bullshit. They want those masks to be 100% effective. I don't think anything's 100% effective when it comes to COVID. Like I said it before on the internet, on Twitter and stuff. Uh, it's not about that. It's about minimizing the effect of COVID on other people and yourself. If you're at a buffet, you're around people, you got a mask on, and you cough or sneeze, it might help that person next to you not get sick. Might. It's not 100% guaranteed that they won't catch it, but it'll help, even if it's like 1% chance. That it's helping. And if you're at your table without your mask and you cough and sneeze, again, less likely to infect someone because they're not standing right next to you.
Dear Amazon, I really love this product. It arrived on time and worked as promised. Sadly, I had to deduct half a star because it made me think about drinking shit. I break down jokes for the humor impaired. Not that I have anyone particular in mind.
Of course.
Let's slow the tape down to capture this moment. There. Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
He's really breaking it down.
Will Smith didn't get kicked out of the Oscars for going Ike Turner on Chris, but Kevin Hart got kicked out of hosting it for a joke.
Yeah.
Who are these people who say cancel culture isn't a real thing? All comedians are a little crazy, and you need crazy on that wall.
Yeah. Artist, period, of crazy.
Will Smith wasn't pulled off stage, but comedian Nimesh Patel was literally pulled off stage during a performance at Columbia for a joke about how hard it is to be gay and black. Not an anti-gay joke, mind you, a pro-gay joke. But one of the event organizers walked on stage and said, "I don't think you're entitled to certain jokes you're making."
Wow.
Well, a sense of entitlement certainly is a big part of the problem here, but not on the part of the comedian. Colleges, where comedy goes to die. Kids used to go to college and lose their virginity. Now they go to lose their sense of humor.
Whoa. That's a good one. That's a good one.
In 1970, George said, "I got to go to colleges. I belong with people who are open and will let me be myself and experiment." Oh, George.
Oh, times have changed.
It's a good thing you're dead.
Shit.
Thank you, Nancy MacLean, David Leonhardt, and David Mamet. Now go to YouTube and join us on Overtime. Thank you.
Woo. All right, man. Catch you on the next one. Counterfeiting is a billion-dollar business perpetrated by thousands of people throughout the world. Meet Kimo, one of those people. Kimo is a young man from the most dangerous city in America. After losing his job, he ventures into the risky business of counterfeiting to help relocate his family to a better place.